Crafty friends, welcome to Christmas in July 2025. Today I thought I would come on and make a few tags, and I thought I would cut into my frankenpapers because they were just sitting there begging to be used. I also grabbed a tissue paper ruffle, some very vintage stamps. Wait till I show you this one. I do believe that says 1930. Isn't that amazing? So these were from a vintage find from a haul video a few weeks ago. I also grabbed this hot coffee cozy. It's from Tim Hortons, and I thought maybe I would use it to add some dimension to my project because it's very thin cardboard, so it might be very good. Some washi on my desk, a rosette, some buttons, some metallic brads, some charms. It's just whatever was kind of close at hand. I also have my vintage kit close by, and as you can see, I'm starting to dig into it. So yeah, I will put you on fast forward while I kind of get going. So I'm pretty happy with being able to use these master boards and cut them up. But I still have some decent sized scraps, so let me know in the comments down below if you have any ideas on something you would like to see me try to use them for. I was thinking maybe pockets or maybe little not file folders, almost like more journaling spots basically. This is a great hack. If you've got an old gift card, you can cut the edges off and then use that as your template for cutting tag edges. And I think that was Natasha from Treasure Books that I copied that from. Not sure. It's been a long time. All right, friends, that was quite a struggle. So my machine freaked out in a couple of different spots, and up here and on the back. I clearly need to clean it. And then for this one I started with zigzag stitch, and then I ended up just going with regular because yikes. All right, so I also just grabbed a couple of little odds and ends. I don't know if I'm going to end up using this. We'll see. And I know I pulled this tissue paper ruffle, and I may use it, but I also grabbed my music paper ruffle because this one's got music paper, this one's got music paper, but this one does not. So I'm thinking I may start here. Yes. Put these guys aside. Grab my school glue, and I will glue some stuff down. My poor sewing machine pitched a fit doing these tags. I think it was a combination of all the different paper layers, but just also it needs to be serviced. All right, everything is stuck down and inked, and I punched some holes, so we are ready to go. Trying to figure out where I had everything. I know that was there. And then I think this was here. I don't remember where everything was now. Let's do that. So I need something for this. All right, and then I knew I wanted to use these little stamps, but I also know this one's going to require a bigger focal image. So the question is, what do I use? I have a couple of like vintagey looking Santas. Oh, Tucker's having such a terrible day. He's crying. It's an awful day. Mommy's crafting and ignoring him completely. All right, let's see what else I can throw on here. So I'm just auditioning different little pieces of ephemera to put on these tags. And I believe this is an old Tim Holtz collection. And it's also mixed in with my Simply Vintage Christmas pack that I bought. And as you can see, there's still a lot left. All right. So we've got a bit of a plan. And now I'm thinking maybe I'll go into my stickers and see if I can find something to cover these with. Be right back. All right, friends, I had to take a little break, breakfast break, and now I'm back. And I've pre-selected most of my things. And I think I've inked everything that requires inking. So now it's just a matter of gluing things down. This clear kids school glue came in really handy on this project. And I was a little hesitant to use it because I know this kind of glue tends to warp paper, but I feel like there was enough layers that I could use it and not worry too much while I'm waiting to figure out where I'm going to buy my Barely Art glue again. I went on Amazon and it is not there, so let me know in the comments down below if you have any suggestions. I've tried art glitter glue. I may have to go back to that. The only issue with art glitter glue is if you live in a cold climate, as I do, and you're having it shipped during cold season, the glue actually freezes, and when it thaws, it's garbage. So if I'm going to get that particular glue, I need to order it during the warm months. Otherwise, it's a complete waste of money. I've got a couple of different glues that I may test drive, so let me know if you have any suggestions. All right, so this guy is one of the last ones to glue down. And I don't know if I should use hot glue or liquid glue. Just look at, oh, I know. I'll use a piece of wood veneer. I'll be right back. I should have thought of this sooner to boost everything up, but it's too late. So let's just ink this just in case you can see it. And then glue that down with what? Let's try this. Yeah, these little wood veneer pieces are very handy for dimension, and they're super cheap. There's a couple of places that I might need to go back in with a different kind of glue, because I don't know if you can tell, but behind this, there's some like texture paste. And this little stamp thingy here is popping up a bit. Oh, that's going to work really well. That's not moving at all. Oh, she says. Too soon. Well, there's glue there now. Let's try it. I almost wonder if I should put something heavy on this. Let's try that. There, a little bit of glue in the corner. Okay, so let's just put this guy aside and work on these. Got glue all over myself. Okay, so my thought is I need more trim. And I'm not sure where to include these little pieces. Well, I didn't do the eyelets yet, so let's do that first. All right, so I just used my crocodile to poke some holes through and include these little metal pieces. I'm going to do the same on that one, but I want to give it a little bit of time because it's still drying. There. So they're all going to get a little charm. They're all going to get a little button. And I'm thinking I may have to cut back on these buttons. What if we do something like that? Yeah, I don't think this one's getting a button. And I don't love that. These are just a little too big. Keep these guys aside for that one. All right. So I think we'll go with that. Now the question is, how am I going to stick these little guys down? All right, so I did one of these tags off camera, and I like the front. The back, however, I'm not sure what I'm going to do to fix that. or if I'm just going to leave them as is and potentially use them as like card fronts or little journal, or oh, maybe just page embellishments. Ooh, let me know in the comments down below. When you make tags like this, do you do all of the front and then glue it down to your backer, or do you make the mistake I did and get a little too keen? All right. So I'm just adding these little charms. I'm thinking this one's probably going to go on this side as well. Probably should have gone for blue thread, but this video is getting very long and I don't want to make my life more complicated at this point. All right, so 2 tags done. Put those guys aside. I'm going to check and see if everything here is dry enough. It seems to be. All right, so first thing I need to do is go grab some ribbon. All right, so I had to go with kind of thin-ish ribbon because I'm gonna actually get my bead needle because I feel like that's the only way those are going through. Beading needle to the rescue. Hopefully it actually works. So again, the only problem with this is now I have to cut this one. And that's fine. I've got a couple of needles like this cut in here. All right. I've been really happy using a lot of the different trims and buttons and all of the things that have been taking up space in my craft room. So enjoying this whole junk journal journey that I'm on. All right, so I'm just waiting for my hot glue gun to heat up, and I thought I would show you what I did. I basically just threaded the string through the bead or through the buttons. You can see it's not attached or anything yet. Same and same. So the plan is to position them, glue them, and then tie them. So that's kind of the way you get the look of having the buttons sewn on without having the mess on the back, which is probably what I should have done for these as well, and I opted not to use this little metal fastener on here for the same reason. I didn't want to poke any holes or anything through the back. So I will speed you up while I glue these little guys down. Apologies if you hear any fighting in the background. The doggies are having a good wrestling and play session, so I'm trying to wrap this up as quickly as I can. Looks like I'm almost to the end of the video anyway, so it's good timing. Get rid of these hot glue strings. So here's this one done. Not bad. The back, as I said, is a mess. I've got to figure out how I'm going to cover that. This one's number 2. And they're a little dimensional, but not too crazy. And then this is the one I'm probably the most happy with. So this is the one that I'm definitely going to be putting in my journal. It's the neatest. All right, I will go grab my journal and be right back. I just realized I used a very similar little Santa on the front. So my original plan for these tags was to do something like this and slide them in, but as you can see, they're going to be too thick. So now the plan is to maybe make some sort of a pocket, or maybe something with wood veneer, or not wood veneer, vellum in the back, and I can just slide it in. But for now, that's where it's going to live, and we'll leave it as is. All right, friends, as always, thanks for coming to hang out with me, and I will see you next video. Bye for now.